Entrepreneurship labor requirements. Labor requirements. An employee is a person who works for the business in return for a wage or salary. He/she can provide skilled, semi-skilled, or unskilled labor. Types of labor. 1. Skilled worker. This is any worker who has some special skills, knowledge, and ability in his work. He/she may have attended a college, university, or technical school, or may have learned the skills on the job. 2. Semi-skilled worker. This is a worker who possesses certain skills in his or her area of work and can be able to perform tasks in his or her area with close supervision. 3. Unskilled worker. This is an employee who possesses no special training and whose work involves the performance of the simple duties which require the exercise of little or no independent judgment or previous experience, although familiarity with the occupational environment is necessary. Need for labor in an enterprise. The following are the reasons why it is necessary to recruit workers in an enterprise. 1. To increase production of goods and services. 2. To manage business operations. 3. To combine with other factors of production to aid production. 4. To facilitate the exploitation of the would-be idle resources. 5. To promote good public image of the business, for instance, employing public relations officers, marketers, etc. Labor planning. This refers to determining the number of workers, skills and wages or salaries. Labor force getting the right men at the right jobs. Factors considered when deciding on the number and type of employees to work in a planned business. Entrepreneurship labor requirements. The entrepreneur should consider the work to be done by an employee in relation to the production process and establish whether the worker has the required skills. For instance, carpentry skills for carpentry business, negotiation and communication. Skills for marketing, etc. 2. Number of jobs available. This varies with the size of the business, such that the smaller the business, the less the jobs available, and hence the smaller the number of employees. On the other hand, the more the jobs available, the higher the number of employees that are needed. 3. Cost of hiring labor in relation to business output and profits. High costs involved in hiring labor reduce business profits and consequently few people are employed and vice versa. 4. Family members supporting the business. Presence of many family members who can support the business in terms of labor results into fewer employees being recruited and vice versa. 5. Level of demand for the products. High demand for the business products forces the entrepreneur to employ many workers to increase output, while low demand for business products results in fewer employees being recruited. 6. Level of technology used in business. Use of high technology capital intensive in business limits the number of workers, while low levels of technology used in production leads to many workers being employed. Factors considered when recruiting workers in an organization. 1. Age of the employee. Employers tend to employ people above 18 years more than those below 18 years, as this would be taken as child labor according to the law. 2. Cost of the employee. Labor whose cost is relatively low and affordable is preferred to those who are expensive. 3. Entrepreneurship labor requirements. For bigger businesses, the number of workers needed is relatively big as compared to smaller businesses that require less labor. 5. Working experience of the employee. Employers tend to recruit workers with the required experience to perform the job, so as to increase output as compared to those with little or no work experience. 6. Type of skills required, i.e. ability of the workers. Employees who possess the skills required in production are recruited more than the semi-skilled and unskilled. 7. Health conditions of the employee. Employees normally employ workers with good health status as they are in position to be at work compared to workers with poor health associated with high levels of absenteeism from work. 8. Size of the business. The smaller the size of the business, the less the jobs available, hence the smaller the number of workers and vice versa. 9. Marital status of the employee. Most employees prefer people who are single because they are always committed to work and are flexible compared to married people with a lot of responsibilities, and at times inflexible.